So moving on though, another team
Did you see
that we
that?
said was coming up and looking pretty strong was the Raiders, and we didn't get to talk about this last week.
Oh,
But
right, yeah.
Raiders are on the bye, and so they haven't yet played their next game, and they had just beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now we said they were going to go 10-6,
Yeah.
and that's looking a hell of a lot more likely now. So,
But
we
it was
just got
funny.
the games mixed
We said they were gonna go 10-6, but lose both games to the Chiefs. Yeah, and the fact that they won, I was watching that game and I was just like, damn, this is kind of this is different than what I was expecting. And I was like, damn, I was hella wrong about the Raiders.
So,
and I was like, that was a surprise. So yeah, so definitely
that was another well played game by a team that was underrated. But I also want to talk about exactly what the Chiefs did wrong in that instance, because we did say going into that the Chiefs are not an unbeatable team. They're very beatable.
Right.
And it was shown that when they took that L.
Yeah.
So the idea in the game was, anytime you go up against Mahomes, it's kind of like we were saying about the Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers is you got to be able to put up the points. If you're not putting up the points, there's no way.
Yeah.
But the Raiders put up the points.
And that's what was crazy.
They put up a massive amount of points to make sure that they not only got the lead, but they kept it.
Yeah.
And so I think there was at one point, I think the Chiefs scored first and then they were tied. But like at some point, Raiders just went shot for shot with Mahomes. And Mahomes didn't have the chance to retaliate because, or it got closer to the end of the game and that was that. But they put up the points. But defensively on the Chiefs is the same thing. The Raiders were able to put up the points.
Right. But yeah, that was definitely like a game where we thought the Chiefs were just gonna win. It was like, I don't see the Raiders beating them. But then, it's football. Sometimes you just don't know, and sometimes a team that you think isn't gonna, have enough to beat this team, and turns out they do. And it was just like, oh, wow.
Sometimes the team doesn't have to have a lot of talent. They just got to work well together, and I think the Browns have proved that. So you can have all the talent you want. But
if you're not hitting in sync with each other, if you're not, having a good connection with each other, then, if you're not playing well as a team, then, you still get the loss. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't know how to play well together, then...
Yeah, and that's what happened defensively with the Chiefs. So when I was watching the game, it just looked like all of a sudden there were so many holes in the Chiefs' defense where the separation was way more apparent than it had been in previous games to me. I watched the game and it was just like the safeties and the corners were so like far from the receivers that how would the Raiders not score if they were running with Jacobs or whoever. These are massive yards. These are giant chunks.
Yeah, they were giving up a lot of big plays. Yeah, it was definitely a very different Chiefs than what everybody's used to expect seeing, and them losing to the Raiders was a real big sign that like, oh hey, maybe the Raiders isn't as bad as we think they're gonna be this year, and if they play like that the whole year, that's gonna be pretty crazy and pretty interesting to watch because they beat a team that literally just won the Super Bowl
and you have
a few months ago,
and you have teams that they win a Super Bowl and they're just not the same team the next year. That's not the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs still came in like a team that's really strong and still looking to get another ring.
Yeah, exactly. But and it's one of those games where it was just like you were just so surprised on how well the Raiders were doing that you were just like, oh shit, yeah. I was wrong. So I was wrong. Yeah, I was hella wrong. And it's like sometimes you gotta admit that you're wrong because it's like it is professional sports, and especially for us since we're spectators.
Yeah,
especially for us, and everyone else viewing the game. It's not like we're actually playing the game. So it's always hard to tell like how well this team's gonna do because it's not like we're there for every practice.
We don't know what it's like to come out and be like, damn, we don't know what something wrong that day.
Right.
I don't know what the player's thinking in that moment.
Yeah, it could have been anything. Sometimes you could just have to admit that you're just wrong. And I was like, damn, and that was one of those games where I was just like, man, like our what we had filmed before to what we're seeing now is like, our opinions definitely changed, and now even looking at the Raiders season, it's just like if they could do that against the Chiefs, if they play like that throughout the whole season, who knows who else they could win against, and if it's possible that they can make it to the Super Bowl if they play it like that.
Absolutely. I think they're making it to playoffs. I think if you're looking at their division right now, and I think if they go, like we said, 10-6, or shoot, if they beat the Chiefs this one time and they still follow through with the schedule, now they're at 11-5.
Right.
So it's like,
I mean, they could still even make the wild card if anything. Yeah.
So, but the Chiefs are not an unbeatable team. The Chiefs could take another L. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see now. Yeah, definitely, because that changes the whole like perspective on what teams can do what against certain teams. And like we said, we thought the Chiefs were just going to take that entire division. But if they lost to the Raiders like that, then that's totally something. Unexpected.
It looked like Mahomes was a little off that game too. Like I don't know what it was, but like it's like he has to build momentum. It's not like they've never fell behind before.
Yeah, and
he has to build momentum, and a lot of the teams try to keep him off the field.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? At the end of the game, I think the only thing that like kind of bugged me was just how like salty Mahomes was for taking that L, because he didn't congratulate any of the Raiders. He just went straight to the locker room. If you watch the end of that game, I don't think he shook hands with anyone.
I don't think you're supposed to, though. Right now, there's some pandemic. I know some of the players have done it.
Yeah, some players still do. Like, okay, so...
But by the ruling of the NFL, you're supposed to not,
interact, right.
I believe. But to me, it's weird because you're touching them the whole game anyway. But
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So, like, okay, so, like, if you're it's a contact sport, so you're touching somebody the whole game. But that's another thing. Like, whether or not he didn't want to because of COVID or whatever, but...
I'm sure he was salty.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. If you watch the end of that game, you can tell he was definitely salty.
Yeah.
But like that brings in another point was the Green Bay Packer game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rodgers went out there to congratulate all the Buccaneers. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's more respect. Rodgers knew that he was outplayed. He just wanted to congratulate the team that gave them their first L, and it's like that's sportsmanship. Yeah, that's cool and everything. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Yeah. But like, I was kind of like that was the thing that bugged me. And I was like, okay, man, you just came off winning a Super Bowl. You're not going to congratulate a team that you thought you were just gonna run over, and they took you guys down. Like,
well, I think Brady did something similar when he fought the Bears.
Oh yeah, but I mean it's Brady. Yeah, it's Brady. Yeah, but that's Brady. Did you see how happy he was at the end of the Green Bay game?
Yeah, he was so happy. He's like, his goofy face.
But like that's the weird part is if you watch all the Buccaneers after every single like game, the mood always changes. Yeah. Their losses is apparent that they like all hate each other. Yeah. But then their wins and all of a sudden they're all family. Yeah. And it's like what the hell? But I mean it's Brady because he's used to being on the Patriots. He's used to always winning, and he's used to, I don't know, somebody always telling him that it's fourth down, I guess. Like, apparently against the Bears, he had no idea. And it was like, what, Brady?
Right?